Welcome to Creating Google Slides Presentations, a beginner's complete guide. I'm Miss Liz, your instructor, guiding you through a hands-on lecture designed for beginners. Over the next chapter-like steps, you'll learn to plan, design, and polish a Google Slides deck from scratch using hand-drawn whiteboard animations to highlight each technical action. We'll treat every slide as a page in your story, beginning with selecting a theme and ending with exporting and sharing. You'll explore how to choose the right slide theme that matches your message, add text boxes with keyboard shortcuts, insert and format images to tell your story visually, and apply design principles for better readability. We'll flag common pitfalls, like inconsistent formatting or overcrowded content, so you can avoid mistakes as you build. Finally, we'll walk through exporting your deck for sharing, whether that's a PDF or a live Google Slides link. By the end, you'll have a complete, polished presentation ready to impress any audience. Let's get started on this presentation design journey together. Here's our class agenda, the roadmap for this tutorial. We begin with an introduction that sets up your Google Slides environment, covering account access, browser setup, and an overview of the interface. Next, Section 1 dives into structuring your presentation step by step, defining purpose, organizing key messages, and laying out your flow. Section 2 focuses on using images and graphics effectively, how to insert visuals, adjust size and position, and maintain a consistent look. In Section 3, we'll highlight common mistakes to avoid, such as overcrowded slides or inconsistent formatting, and offer quick fixes. Finally, Section 4 is a hands-on build session where you'll apply everything you've learned to create your first slide deck. Throughout each segment, whiteboard animations will draw attention to menu items and keyboard shortcuts in real time, making it easy to follow along. Keep your Google Slides window open as we transition from concept to execution. At any point, pause and practice the steps on your own deck. Ready to see how this all fits together? Let's move on to our first section. First, what is Google Slides? It's a free cloud-based presentation tool that lives inside Google Workspace, letting you craft slides without installing any software. Your work auto-saves to Google Drive so you never lose progress, and you can open your deck on any browser or device. Collaboration is built in. Share your presentation with teammates, comment in real time, and control editing permissions. You can export your slides to PowerPoint or PDF formats and choose from dozens of free built-in themes to match your style. With Google Slides, no save button is required. Every change is captured instantly, allowing you to focus on your message rather than file versions. Because it runs in your browser, Slides works equally well on Windows, Mac OS, Chrome OS, or any device with internet access, making it ideal for remote teams. When you export to PowerPoint or PDF, formatting is preserved so you can present offline or distribute handouts. Those built-in themes give a quick design boost. Choose one that aligns with your brand or topic to maintain consistency. To get started, open your web browser, go to slidesgoogle.com, sign in with your Google account, then click the +blank option to start a new presentation. Tip: have Google Slides open on your device now before we move into structuring your content in Section 1. In Section 1, we focus on structuring presentations step by step. A solid structure is the backbone of any effective talk. Start by outlining your key message. What's the one thing you want your audience to remember? Then map out 3 to 5 main points that support that message. Think of each slide as a chapter in your story. Introduce your premise, develop your arguments, and conclude with a strong call to action. Using hand-drawn whiteboard animations, we'll highlight the slide layout tools, guide you through adding text boxes, and show how to arrange elements for maximum impact. As we build sample slides, pay attention to visual hierarchy. Heading size, bullet indentation, and spacing all contribute to readability. Later, we'll layer in design principles like color contrast and font choices. But first, let's lock in your narrative flow. Remember, structure before design. With a well-organized outline, adding visuals and styling becomes a natural next step. Let's open Google Slides and begin crafting your story's framework. Before you even click to open Google Slides, take a moment to plan your presentation's foundation. A great presentation starts with structure, not design. Step 1. Define your purpose. Ask yourself, what is the one takeaway your audience should remember? Center every slide around reinforcing that core message. Step 2, know your audience. Who will be watching? What background do they have, and what information do they need from you? Tailor your tone, vocabulary, and examples accordingly. Step 3, know your time. How long is the presentation? As a rule of thumb, plan for 1 to 2 minutes per slide. For example, a 5-minute talk should use only 3 to 5 slides for maximum clarity and pacing. Effective planning sets you up for a smooth design process. Skipping this step often leads to cluttered slides or a disjointed story. So before you rush to pick fonts or colors, invest your energy in outlining. You'll thank yourself later when creation flows quickly and your final deck feels cohesive. Now open Google Slides, and in the next section, we'll transform this plan into a live presentation. Let's move on to step 2, outlining your content first. Think of this as drafting the roadmap for your story. Every effective presentation follows a simple 3-part structure: opening, body, and close. Start by crafting your opening slide, your title slide, where you introduce yourself, your topic, and set the stage. First impressions count, so make this clear and compelling. Next, plan the body of your talk with 2 to 5 slides, each focused on a single idea and supported by concise explanations or visuals. By limiting each slide to one key point, you help your audience absorb information without feeling overwhelmed. Finally, design a closing slide that recaps your main message and tells your audience what to think or do next. In our hand-drawn whiteboard animation, arrows guide you from the opening card through the body to the conclusion, reinforcing a logical flow. Outlining in advance makes slide creation faster and ensures your narrative builds naturally from start to finish. With this clear structure in place, you're ready to dive into building the slides themselves. Now that your outline is ready, steps 3 to 6 guide you through building your slides. In step 3, click the default title, Untitled Presentation. Type in your own project name and choose a theme from Slide Change Theme to set a consistent look and feel. Step 4 takes you to File Page Setup, where you switch to a widescreen 16:9 format, ideal for modern screens. For step 5, press Ctrl-M or click the icon to add new slides. Then, right-click each thumbnail to select the most suitable layout for your content. Finally, step 6 focuses on formatting consistency. Keep titles between 36 and 44 points, body text from 24 to 28, and stick to just 1 or 2 fonts. Align your elements precisely to maintain a polished design. Our hand-drawn overlays highlight the menu paths and shortcuts in real time, making these actions easy to follow. By setting up your presentation framework step by step, you'll create a cohesive deck that looks professional, flows seamlessly, and engages your audience from slide to slide. In section 2, we dive into using images and graphics effectively to tell your story. Strong visuals can transform dry text into memorable moments, and we'll explore best practices for selecting, sizing, and placing graphics on your slides. Throughout this chapter, hand-drawn annotations will highlight key interface tools as we import logos, illustrations, and photos in real time. We'll examine how color contrast, logo placement, and whitespace work together to reinforce your message. Additionally, you'll see how to respect brand guidelines, like positioning the BCC seal from Baptist College of Theology, Lagos, in a way that feels balanced and professional. In this segment, we'll also cover how to avoid overloading slides with too many visuals or tiny details that distract more than they clarify. You'll learn to crop and align graphics using the built-in tools, adjust transparency for emphasis, and maintain consistent margins to keep your layout clean. These tips will ensure your visuals support, not detract from, your core message. By the end of this section, you'll be equipped to choose images that enhance clarity, boost engagement, and elevate the overall impact of your presentation. Visuals aren't just decoration, they're a launchpad for comprehension and retention. Research shows the brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text, and pairing your information with relevant visuals boosts memory by up to 65% compared to just 10% for text alone. With those numbers in mind, let's explore where to find high-quality, licensed images for your Google Slides deck. First, try the built-in Search the Web feature under Insert Image in Google Slides for quick access to Creative Commons images. For even richer collections, head to unsplash.com for beautiful, free high-res photos, pexels.com for professional stock photography, or pixabay.com for photos, illustrations, and vectors you can use without worry. Remember to respect copyright. Only use images you have the right to use, and avoid copying from random websites. Our hand-drawn callouts will guide you through each menu path and remind you of lawful sourcing practices. By combining powerful statistics with trusted resources and a clear compliance reminder, you'll build visually compelling slides that educate and inspire your audience. Next, let's insert and format images in Google Slides with two simple methods. Method 1, the easiest, is to search the web directly. Click Insert in the menu bar, choose Image, search the web, type a keyword in the sidebar, select the image you want, and hit Insert. Method 2 shows how to upload from your computer. Click Insert, Image, Upload from Computer, browse your files, select an image, and click Open. Once your image is on the slide, our hand-drawn animations will highlight 3 formatting tips. First, drag a corner handle to resize while maintaining proportions. Second, right-click and go to Format Options to adjust transparency, brightness, or other effects. Third, right-click Order to send the image behind or in front of text. Additionally, you can group images with text boxes to lock positions and use the built-in drop shadow option for a subtle depth effect. These simple actions help you integrate visuals seamlessly with your content, ensuring every graphic feels intentional and polished. With these tools at your fingertips, you can add dynamic imagery to your presentation in seconds. Let's explore 5 design principles that make visuals more effective. First, relevance. First, every image or graphic must directly support your content. If it doesn't help the audience understand, leave it out. Second, the rule of thirds. Imagine a 3x3 grid on your slide. Place your subject at an intersection point for more dynamic composition. Third, white space. Allow empty areas around your visuals so the eye can rest. Less is always more. Fourth, consistent style. Use all photos or all illustrations, but never mix realistic photos with cartoon clip art. Fifth, resize from corners. Always drag a corner handle to scale images, never stretch from the sides, or you'll create distortion that looks unprofessional. In our hand-drawn annotations, you'll see each principle applied to real slide examples, with colored number badges highlighting each tip. We'll demonstrate how these principles transform a busy, cluttered slide into a clear, engaging visual story. By applying a simple grid, balancing color accents, and respecting margins, you'll give your audience a seamless viewing experience. We've reached Section 3, Avoiding Common Presentation Mistakes. In this chapter, we'll expose 8 mistakes every beginner should know and learn how to sidestep them for stronger slides. First, overloading slides with text can overwhelm your audience and obscure your message. We'll demonstrate why less is more and how to keep bullet counts in check. Second, font sizes matter. Small text looks fine on your laptop but disappears on a big screen. We'll share the ideal title and body sizes you can test before presenting. Third, inconsistent font choices and color palettes create visual chaos. We'll show you how to stick to 2 fonts and 3 colors at most. Fourth, bad images, blurry or irrelevant, undermine credibility, so we'll point you to free, high-quality sources. And that's just half of the list. Up next, we'll cover design consistency, smart animation, crafting a solid conclusion slide, and using slides only as prompts, rather than a script. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to avoid these common pitfalls and deliver polished, professional presentations with confidence. Part 1 of our common mistakes covers 4 pitfalls and best practices. Mistake number 1, too much text. Slides serve as visual aids, not scripts. Overcrowding your slide with paragraphs overwhelms viewers. Instead, stick to 5 or 6 bullet points with no more than 7 words each. Mistake 2, tiny fonts. What reads clearly on your laptop may vanish on a projector. Aim for at least 36-point titles and 24-point body text. Stand 6 feet away to confirm readability. Mistake 3, using too many fonts and colors. 5 fonts and 10 colors lead to visual chaos. Limit yourself to 2 font families and 3 complementary colors across your deck. Mistake 4, bad images. Low-resolution, off-topic visuals distract and undermine credibility. Always choose high-resolution photos from Unsplash, Pexels, or the built-in Slides image search. By contrasting orange X icons for errors with green check marks for best practices, this slide shows you exactly what to avoid and why. Apply these changes now to keep every slide clear, legible, and visually cohesive before we move on to the next 4 mistakes. Now let's tackle mistakes 5 through 8. Mistake 5, inconsistent design. If each slide looks completely different, you break visual flow. Apply a single theme and stick to consistent layouts and colors throughout. Mistake 6, animation overload. Flashy effects on every bullet distract more than they emphasize. Choose a simple fade transition and animate sparingly to guide attention. Mistake 7, skipping a conclusion slide. Ending abruptly leaves your audience without direction. Always include a final slide that summarizes your key takeaway and includes a clear call to action. Finally, mistake 8, reading directly from the slides. If you're reading every word on screen, your audience will wonder why you're there. Instead, treat slides as prompts. Know your content well enough to speak naturally. Together, these best practices ensure your presentation stays focused, polished, and memorable. Once you've applied them, your slides will work with you to tell your story effectively. Up next, we'll run through a quick pre-presentation self-check to make sure everything's ready to go. Before you step on stage, run through this quick self-check, your final walkthrough to catch any errors before they reach an audience. Start with content. Ensure each slide conveys one clear idea. Limit bullet points to 5 or 6. Maintain narrative focus with concise phrasing, and finish with a dedicated conclusion slide that summarizes your key takeaway and includes a clear call to action. Move to design. Choose 1 or 2 complementary fonts. Set titles at 36 points or larger, and body text at 24 points or larger. Constrain your color palette to 3 hues maximum, and apply a cohesive layout throughout to guide your audience visually. Then check images. Confirm every graphic is directly relevant, high resolution to avoid blurriness, and legally cleared for use to protect against copyright issues. Next, assess delivery. Preview the full slideshow on your intended display, avoid reading word for word, apply simple fade transitions for smooth flow, and rehearse at least once to dial in your timing. Finally, ask a friend to review your slides for 30 seconds. Pose the questions. What is the topic? Is anything hard to read? Their feedback will refine your presentation's clarity and impact. We've arrived at section 4, hands-on activity. Now it's time to turn planning into action by building your first Google Slides presentation from scratch. We'll begin by choosing and applying a theme that sets the tone for your story. Next, we'll structure your deck using title and content layouts, adding text boxes for your headlines and bullet points. Along the way, I'll highlight essential keyboard shortcuts like Control-D for duplicate and Control-Shift-F to toggle full screen so you can work faster. Hand-drawn annotations will point out key interface elements such as the slide sorter and the theme panel. We'll customize color accent bars, align shapes precisely, and insert high-resolution images with built-in slide search. As we practice guided step-by-step practice, you'll see how simple animations can draw attention without distraction. Finally, we'll review export and sharing options to make your presentation ready for your team. Feel free to pause the video at any time to follow along. Let's dive in and start crafting your first slide deck right now. Now we're planning our 4-slide presentation. One lesson I have learned in life. This worksheet-style template acts as your roadmap with a bold teal banner introducing the activity and a light blue call-out box naming your theme. Below, a clean 4-row grid lays out each slide's role in 3 columns: slide number on the left, slide type in the middle, and detailed instructions on the right. Slide 1 is your title slide. Include the presentation title, your name, and today's date. Slide 2 is the lesson. State your lesson in 1 clear sentence, then add 2 to 3 supporting bullet points. Slide 3 is the image slide. Insert a relevant image and write a concise caption, max 10 words. Slide 4 is the conclusion. Share 1 key takeaway and suggest 1 action step for your audience. Alternating teal and dark blue accent blocks with soft shadows make each row distinct and easy to scan. Filling in these sections first gives you a solid structure so you can treat each slide as its own chapter in your storytelling journey. Next, we'll divide the process into 3 clear phases: setup, build, and polish. Phase 1, setup, kicks off your story. Open Slides, google.com, and click the blank presentation template. Rename it by clicking Untitled Presentation and typing your title. Then go to Slide, change theme, and choose a clean design. Phase 2, build, brings your content to life slide by slide. For Slide 1, click the title and subtitle placeholders to fill in your opening details. For Slide 2, press Ctrl-M to add a title and body layout, then type your lesson and supporting bullets. For Slide 3, insert an image via Insert, Image, search the web and resize it to fit. For Slide 4, add a new slide. Type your key takeaway as the title and list an action step in the body. Finally, Phase 3, polish, ensures professional polish. Check that titles use at least 36-point text and body content 24-point, limit to 6 bullets per slide, and add a fade transition under slide transition applied to all slides. Then preview the full slideshow with Ctrl F5 to watch your narrative flow from start to finish. To speed up your workflow, here's a quick reference infographic of essential Google Slides keyboard shortcuts sketched in hand-drawn style. The 2-column grid, with alternating pale blue and light gray cards, makes each command easy to scan. Each card features a thin teal accent bar, monospaced shortcut labels in dark blue and gray explanatory text, with subtle drop shadows for depth. Press Ctrl-M to add a new slide, and Ctrl-D to duplicate a slide or any selected object. Use Ctrl-Z to undo mistakes and Ctrl-Y to redo. Copy, paste, and cut content with Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and Ctrl-X. Hit Ctrl F5 to start your slideshow from the current slide and press Escape to exit presentation mode. Select all objects on a slide with Ctrl-A and use Tab to cycle through elements. Picture a hand-drawn pointer highlighting each card as we reveal the combos. Gluing these shortcuts into your routine keeps you in creative flow, letting you breeze through image insertion, text edits, and layout tweaks, so your audience stays engaged in every chapter of your story. Now let's review how to share, export, and present your finished deck. The 3-column layout uses colored headers and arrow bullet markers to guide you through each stage, and a green bonus banner below highlights an extra tip. First, under Share a Link, click the Share button in the top right corner, choose Viewer or Editor under General Access, then copy the link and send it to anyone. This lets you collaborate or distribute your lesson instantly. Second, under Download and Export, go to File, Download, and select Microsoft PowerPoint, PPTX, PDF document, .pdf, or a JPEG image of a single slide. Exporting to different formats helps you tailor your content for various platforms and audiences. Third, under Present Live, press Ctrl F5 to launch the slideshow. Advance slides with arrow keys or clicks, and press Escape to exit back to editing. And here's the bonus. Use Insert Chart Bar to add a basic editable bar chart anywhere in your deck. Following these steps ensures your narrative reaches your audience, whether they're viewing online, offline, or in a live presentation. Finally, let's explore a roundup of free resources to keep learning and enhancing your Google Slides skills. Notice how the slide arranges 6 cards in a 2-column by 3-row grid, each with a teal accent bar, icon, URL, and concise description, all anchored under a bold teal header. The hand-drawn style icons reinforce our narrative-driven whiteboard theme, keeping the slide visually engaging and playful. First up is Google Slides Help, support.google.com/docs for official documentation, tutorials, and troubleshooting. For stunning royalty-free images, check Unsplash, unsplash.com. And Pexels, pexels.com. Both offer beautiful high-resolution photos, while Pixabay, pixabay.com, adds free illustrations and vectors. Need fonts? Browse Google Fonts, fonts.google.com, to discover hundreds of professional typefaces. And for ready-made templates, head to Canva, canva.com, to find free designs you can import into your slides. Each resource card gives you an easy access point to level up your deck's visuals, typography, and layout. Bookmark these links as your go-to library. Whether you're looking to polish existing slides or start a new project, these tools will fuel every chapter of your presentation journey. Great work! You've reached the final chapter of our story, and you now have the skills to craft clear, professional Google Slides presentations from scratch. The dark navy background, teal border bands, and bold, "Great work" headlines set the celebratory tone, while oversized circular accents frame your accomplishment. Below, you'll see 4 checkmark tips to carry forward. First, structure before design to build a solid foundation. Second, communicate one idea per slide to keep your audience focused. Third, choose visuals that reinforce your message. And fourth, maintain consistent, clean formatting for a polished look. Over the course of this tutorial, you mapped out your narrative using a 4-slide template, moved through setup, build, and polish phases, mastered keyboard shortcuts to speed your workflow, explored sharing and export options, and tapped free resources for ongoing learning. Each step was designed as its own chapter in your story to keep the process clear and engaging. Keep these best practices by your side as you plan each new deck. Thank you for following along. I'm Miss Liz, and this has been Word Processing for Seminary students. Now it's your turn. Take these strategies and write the next chapter in your presentation journey.